Do you feel your brain can actually change anytime, all the time, until the day you die? Who doesn't believe this statement? Myths, let me break them for you. If you get older, do you get worse at learning or better?
Worse.
Neither. You just change the way you learn. Above 26 and in your 20s, you have something called fluid intelligence. That means you can actually have continuous and high concentration for excessive periods of time without fatigue. After the age of 43, something different starts to happen. We call that crystallized intelligence. How to crystallize something because we've seen the patterns, we know how to catch patterns. Just the way the brain biologically evolves. Let me give you an example. Before you're age 26, how plastic your connections between your neurons are is very flexible and malleable. It means you're quick to absorb, right? But how many 24 or 23-year-olds are actually very disciplined? But how many 50-year-olds don't know discipline? Very few don't know discipline. So even though when you're over 26, it becomes harder to change things quickly, but what you gain an advantage is once it does change, it sticks. A kid may learn it and then they may need to repeat it a few times, a few hundred times more. But by the time you're older, you know what it takes to stick, and you probably commit and discipline a lot better. So the disadvantage becomes an advantage. Doesn't mean you stop learning. Come on. Do they have the same levels of energy? No, right? They're probably at different stages of their life. But is that a disadvantage when it comes to learning new things? Here's the difference. Sometimes we hit or crash something at 30s, late 30s or early 40s, and we think we can't do that the way we used to. We can't keep all systems running and engines running. We become more efficient, right? So even if we learn something, a kid doesn't know how to crystallize it quickly and figure out what parts they need because they haven't had enough experience. But when you're older and you catch something new, you know how to integrate it quickly because you know the patterns. It's much more efficient for you. You don't have to work as hard. I can't wait till I'm over 50. I can't believe the amount of patterns I'm going to realize. What takes me like 20 minutes is going to take me a minute. Have you ever noticed when someone who's over 50 or 60 suddenly tries to change their body and they're really successful at it and they lose 20 or 30 kilos? They know exactly what it takes. They're like wandering around the decision for 5 years or 10 years, and then suddenly they make a decision and they get it all done in a year. My mom's one of them. She lost 30 kilos, she had flat foot, and she created an arch in her foot, lost 30 kilos, stopped smoking in a year.
Wow.
Above 65.
Wow. Does it have to do with maturity?
Yes, it does. But the myth we're trying to break is that you never stop learning. And your brain, until the day you die, is always going to be, remember this, the most flexible organ in the body. The brain. So that basically means you never stop learning, but you definitely change the way in which you learn. It doesn't get worse. So do you think only change is reserved for young people?
No. Efficiency مع العمر.
They know what it takes when they decide and when they believe. I hope you enjoyed this clip. I like sharing content that helps people shift their perspective or their mind and state. If you'd like that, please subscribe for more.